Hello everyone, how are you today? First, let me introduce myself. My name is Aldy Sukma. I'm from Civil Engineering Study Program of Siliwangi University. In this engineering English course, I am from class C. The topic of my presentation today will be explained about particle shape and surface texture. This topic is part of aggregate properties. My presentation will be organized as can be seen from the following slide. Particle shape and surface texture. The shape and surface texture of the individual aggregate particles determine how the material will fit into a dense configuration and also determines the mobility of the stones within a mix. There are two considerations in the shape of the material: angularity and flakiness. Crushing rock produces angular particles with sharp corners and rough texture. Due to weathering, the corners of the aggregates break down, creating subangular particles and smooth texture. When the aggregates tumble while being transported in water, the corners can become completely rounded. Generally, angular and rough texture aggregates produce bulk material with higher stability than rounded, smooth textured aggregate. However, the angular aggregate will be more difficult to work into place than rounded aggregate, since their shape makes it difficult for them to side across each other. Due to the size difference between coarse and fine aggregate, different test methods are used for their evaluation. There are pictures of vertical shape of coarse aggregate. There are the rounded aggregate, flaky aggregate, elongated aggregate, angular aggregate. The dimension of the aggregate ASTM D479 and 1. Figure 5.5 shows the concept of the flakiness test. This is an evaluation of the coarse portion of the aggregate, but only aggregate retained on the 9.5 mm sheet are evaluated. Under the traditional definition, a flat particle is defined as one where the ratio of the middle dimension to the smallest dimension of the particle exceeds the 3 to 1. An elongated particle is defined as one where the ratio of the longest dimension to the middle dimension of the particle exceeds 3 to 1. Under the superfive criteria, particles are classified as flat and elongated if the ratio of the largest dimension to the smallest dimension exceeds 5 to 1. Figure 5.6 is the apparatus used for the superfive flat and elongated test. Texture of coarse aggregate. Texture of a coarse aggregate, the roughness of the aggregate surface, plays an important role in the way the aggregate compact and bond with binder material. Aggregates with rough texture are more difficult to compact into a dense configuration than smooth aggregates. Rough texture generally improves bonding and increases interparticle friction. In general, natural gravel and sand have a smooth texture, whereas coarse aggregates have rough texture. Particle shape and texture of fine aggregate. The angularity and texture of fine aggregate have a very strong influence on the stability of asphalt concrete mix. The superfive mix design method recognizes this by requiring a fine aggregate angularity test. ASTM T125 and 2 method. Test method for uncompacted void content of fine aggregate. Thank you for watching and listening my presentation. I apologize if there is a word error. Don't forget to subscribe and see you.